Hello and welcome to Decorate It. My name is Mary and this is Wes. Tonight is episode 62. It's the first one of the year. Welcome 2026. Woohoo! Tonight's episode is you made a mistake. Now what?
You fix it. And do not put that out.
Yeah. You don't leave the mistake. You don't you fix it. You have to go, this sucks, work through it and sort out how to fix it. Not even you personally deal with it. Mistake is what that about lifting. But we did want to talk about some of the common occurrences that we have people discuss about, want to discuss with us, or things we've encountered, or things we've seen other people posting about. You know, if anybody tries to tell you they've never made a mistake, they're lying. They are lying. So there's one thing. Quick. Is pulling up the I think all right. New year. Mary forgot how to work her stuff last time. It's been a couple.
A few.
It's been a few. Anyways. Welcome everybody. Hey John. Hey Sean. Thomas Taylor says hello. You make mistakes. Never happens in my rod room. I make them. John says your volume level is low. It is up as high as
It
I
looks like
can.
you're off. This podcast too.
I had one. Putting it through both of them. Volume is low. Not as high as it was. But so Happy New Year, Brian. So basically what we have been doing is one, trying to get caught up with stuff. And today was one of those days where we walked in the shop and probably everything that I put my hands on not working. And so I was getting really frustrated with the whole, and I just kind of was like, all right, it is what it is. This is something that I feel like we can talk about because it happens to everybody. One of the things that we see people complaining about or talking about or discussing, a reel seat came loose. what do we do?
You start by putting it on properly.
Actually, it was from the previous conversation we were talking about the arbors one where you got to properly do it. But if it comes loose and the rod is built, if they've got all the guides and everything on it, like how are they supposed to
get the? I can't remember the name of it now. You can use fusion or any kind of liquid oxy, not for guides. Usually a 2-part thanks to high heaven. Mix that up, put it in a syringe, and then you can go from, basically you're going to take and push the grip down, go under the seat, inject that way, push it down, go from the backside, inject that way. And if you really want to, really small pinhole in the seat, fill it that way.
all worst case scenarios? I hate.
We had it happen one time.
Whose was that on?
I think it was one of Todd's.
He'd had that rod for how?
I don't remember. They just started spinning. And what I did was I just drilled a hole in the center to both sides and put the liquid. And I'm pretty sure
I did it for the guy.
he's still fishing it.
He's got like 20-year rods.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, I don't want to crank it up too much because we had it set before, and then, you know. I think the biggest thing is another thing that I see is people making their own cork grips, and you go to ream it, and like the reamer catches or something, or you're not holding it right, and the cork snaps, or it cracks, or you get a divot in it or something of that nature. Even wood grips, you can do the same kind of situation with.
Especially birch bark.
If that happens, what do they do to fix it?
Depends on how clean the break is. If it's one of those where like it did this number as it broke, just cut it out, put another ring.
Well, if it's not on the rod, it's a lot easier to fix it than it is if it is on the rod.
Yes.
You know, so like if it's a clean crack, you can just glue it back together and call it a day. Glue it to the rod, not try to fix it. Don't repair it when it's not on the rod. Get it on the rod and fix it, or just make a brand new one. Honestly, I would probably just make another one, and that's just me. But you could fix whatever you're working on. I did have one gentleman. This wasn't cork. This was wood. I made him very pretty wooden grip, and when he went to ream it, the reamer caught, and it took out a chunk at the edge of it, and I was like, whew. So we went back and forth with pictures, and I was like, I need to see what the break is. I need to see how bad this is. And luckily, it was in one of the pieces of burl that was at the end, and not the actual wood. And it was like it had just done like a V crack. It had like snapped out a piece at the edge. And so I told him to take the burl, cut a chunk to match into the same thing, glue it in there, because he already glued the seat to the rod. Cool, not a problem. Put it on there, because then you can cut it, and then you can take some dust from that, and then hide that little bit of the edge.
Yep.
And glue it together. His first time he was dealing with the break, and his first time me trying to like help him through pictures. Like it's hard with pictures because you can't always see all the little fine details. And he sent back a couple days later. He's like, I don't even know where the crack is. I was like, that's amazing. You fixed it. Perfect. You know, that's exactly what you do when stuff like that happens. Sometimes you got to trash the whole thing, and sometimes you can try to fix it. I always say try to fix it so that you know for future issues, even if it's a repair coming back in. I mean, you got some experience as to what will work, what won't work. But if it's a massive fail, just start over and call it a day. Hook it up to learning experience. That's why when we order cork, we always order extra in case of any dramas.
Yep.
So it's never just what I need. It's always what I need plus another half of what I don't need, just in case. What about epoxy climbing the guide feet and the guide frame, or not the guide feet, climbing the guide frame, getting to the rings? What happened?
First of all, how the hell
What happens?
Mm. Don't put so much on first. Second, if that happens, chip it off.
As soon as you see it.
Like, yeah, you let it dry and now you see it. Chip it off. Cut it where it should have been. Take a razor blade and just kind of cut down to the metal. Don't cut into the metal. Chip it off. Do it again. But to prevent it, don't put so much on there.
Yeah.
And be careful.
Well, part of it is if you're applying on speed, because I've noticed this with me, the little single foots that are real short to the thing. If I'm applying on speed and I'm trying to get it up to the actual, like where the frame goes, I'm not careful enough on speed that I don't touch the frame, right? So anywhere that you've touched your brush with the epoxy is going to try to go to the spots where it's got epoxy. And if you apply heat, then it's really going to go. So I've stopped doing those. He laughs at me, but I've stopped doing the little single foots. I hand turn it now, and I hand paint them.
You know what?
I can't.
Part of what causes you hitting the guide foot, you're using your right hand, right?
Yeah.
You naturally hold it this way.
Yeah.
What do you notice?
Well, I'm blind on that side.
You're blind and you're leaning towards that guide.
I have a tendency to...
With the brush.
Well, I'm holding the cup.
Instead, do like this.
Oh, that's weird. I could already tell. I'm going to be like...
Or go from the top like
and
this.
Push it away as it's turning. Go the opposite. Be backwards from how I normally put it on.
Yeah.
All of that would work.
That way you can always see what you're doing and where the brushes are going. Because I've noticed it when I've done it and got it on. It's because I'm holding it like a pencil.
It makes sense because that side.
Because you're leaning it towards there, and that brush is gonna touch.
But I just hand do mine. Like I'll spin the rod with my hand, and that way I'm more in control of it and not have that little.
I'm conscious of it to where I just will do like this, or I'll end up taking it and.
You use different brushes than I do. I use the cheap ones, and you have that like flat.
Well,
one.
even when I use the cheap ones, I cut them too.
Yeah. I get rid of the little flyaways and stuff.
I shorten them to like 1/4 inch.
Or you give them a buzz cut.
Yeah. I make them stiffer so that they can't do that.
I don't do all that. For those of you discussing the volume of that you're hearing, is it any better? I don't want to do drastic swings on it. I can see where it is on our audio mixer. It's lower than where I had it before for whatever reason, and maybe just because it's streaming through Restream. But if it's improved, let me know. If it needs to go a little bit louder, let me know too. But I think the most important part about the epoxy going up the frame and getting close to the ring is like you've got to catch it as soon as you do it. Like I know there's been times where we've been like crap because we've touched it and we get a piece of note card or something and we'll swipe it to get it back off of it, or even take acetone to pull it off or whatever.
And another thing you can do if you've got too much going behind a single foot, take a paper towel and fold it, and then just behind the guide, take it and wipe it behind the guide, so that you're taking it off and drying it so it doesn't want to go back there.
Yeah. That way, instead of it crawling. And I did notice, which was, hold on. Let me finish my sentence and I'll respond to you guys. Oh, the volume sounds weird tonight. I did notice that when I was doing the singles, I didn't even try to go behind it, but when I added heat it just automatically went back there by itself. So maybe it's just on that first coat, do a really thin one, and then just wait to see where the epoxy is going to kind of crawl and babysit it a little bit. I think it's the heat. Is it, okay, some of you guys are saying it's good, some are saying it's higher.
Turn it up there.
I did turn it up more. But I didn't want to go too high, because I know how, if we get loud,
how about now?
Saying everything. Issues here with everything.
It acts like it's limiting it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But everything's on my positives. I don't have anything lagging or anything like that.
And I think Restream's limiting the volume.
It may be.
Through it.
I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit more. And we're going to try to staple out there, hopefully. Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad. A lot higher than when we started anyways. Who's that? That's you. Speak. No.
Hello.
Don't do that. Alright, I don't want to adjust it much more because now we're starting to get into the higher upper, the high part of the green. Hopefully that fixes it. Let me know. I don't have anything.
If you need to, mute that one again and see if it improves it.
Turn that one off.
Yeah, because it seems to be reading both at the same time. So.
Which is why I had it off originally, because one of them feeds into the other at times. Anyways.
We'll find out.
Y'all let us know if that bit got any better. I turned one of the mics off.
New year, new problems.
Yeah. New year, new problems. Woohoo. YouTube is lagging behind Facebook stream, but the Facebook stream isn't wanting to play on the TV, so I went to YouTube and we'll just be a little delayed. It's louder, but it sounds like it's overmodulated. Okay, I turned that other mic off. That might make that made a difference. Sounds better.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Thanks for the technical help, guys. Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on. I know originally when we first opened with this, it was starting to lag. Now it's starting to keep up with us, so hopefully it clears up.
And make sure you're clicked through the live.
That's clear. There's a type of vibration like in the sound. Always something. Always something. But that's part of the fun of the live shows. Woohoo! All right. So while we're waiting to get all the feedback from that, guys, I do want to take a minute. And I want to thank our sponsors. New year, new gear. That's what our new slogan for 2026 is going to be. The new discount code for you guys to save 10% off of MHX, CRB, Pro Products, Gaho, and American Tackle is MChristy10. So MChristy10. I know exactly when the new one will be coming out, so I have all of them scheduled now at this point in time, so I will be keeping you guys up to date. Make sure you use that to save 10% off of all of the things that you need to order. And also with that, make sure that you check out their reels, their tackle, and some of their new fishing gear that they have as well at mudhole.com.
Speaking of, we need another reel. I need a Mando reel.
You got the Mandalorian for Christmas, didn't you?
I guess we'll be buying some more stuff.
Mm-hmm. We always are spending money with Mudhole when we don't need to be spending money with Mudhole. Ah, man. So, another thing, and this is actually the situation I was in today.
Tell me about that situation, baby.
I'm not. I'm fully aggravated with said situation. So some of you might know what I'm talking about when I refer to the quad block project. Okay. This was a massive grip for one of those unlimited class blanks that we were working on. The butt of the rod was 1.25 inches. And one of my blocks is too small for me to be able to, first off, turn it round and also bore center. Not to mention that we don't have a reamer that big, although now I have found the part of the blank that we cut off, so I'm going to make my own reamer. But Wes picked it up today because it was next in line on my projects for me to be able to start a wrap on it. And
it is no more.
I had him check to make sure that everything had glued together, because when we did it, it was dumb sketch to begin with, because we had to auger it out basically in order to get it on the blank. And when we glued it, everything seemed fine. But I made Wes put it through a stress test because it's an unlimited blank. Like, that thing's going to go through some fights and back, and he found some weak spots where the EVA was kind of squishing in on itself.
You could see physical divots where it sunk down. And
that came from our ream job. Like, I mean, it is what it is. It took out too much EVA and it didn't get glued to the blank, and so there was like divots in some spots. And sure, a fix to that is to jam some liquid epoxy down in there and hope for the best. But because of the size of this blank, because of the fish that I know he's going after, because of all of the things, there was too many. If it was like maybe like one little section, I might have tried to pump some stuff into it, but there was multiple issues, and I had him cut it off. And I am now in the process of peeling what's left of the pro paste with heat gun and an X-Acto blade and a spatula off of the blank for me to go for round 2. I'm not happy, but I couldn't limp that one out the door. You know what I mean?
No.
I just couldn't do that. Apparently it was limited. It was very bad. So what we're going to do now is, this is where the trims that I added to it, not where we had to remount, because I've gone through this whole process today. Okay, what if I just put straight color EVA over it and then wrap a pattern over top of it? Cool, yeah. Wes suggested that too. The more I thought about it, the more those seams are going to have there's a lot less depth for me to do an overwrap with a EVA. They're going to bust. They're going to go through. They're going to get broken apart. It's just going to not hold up. So that's crap. So it has to be something that's glued all the way solidly through. And the other thing is we had to break it apart in order to put it on there to ream it. But the trims that I had added to it from my sheets were solid as a rock, because I had cut the hole out the size that it needed to be. So the game plan for it is, I don't know what kind of grip I'm going to make yet. But I am going to stack this thing in sections and glue it to the blank as it gets put on there, and go through turning purple again with, well, whatever color it may be, but turn it down with the dribble on the power wrapper again. Such a pain, but it has to be done. It is what it is.
Meryl, it is a Seeker Unlimited class.
It's right there. I'm staring at it.
Right now it's very ugly. It was a very pretty grip, but
I couldn't send it out the door like that. I couldn't even, and that was what Wes and I were talking about. We had fusion, and we thought we might have some dramas when we first glued it up. We're like, we can put some epoxy under it. It should be fine. But as Wes was pulling the majority of the material off,
there was one spot that had a gap this thick.
And that's not even, it's not glued. Nothing glued.
Just, I could stick my finger in it.
So that's just how much room we had where we did too much reaming. Okay, that's straight up our fault. Like,
it was that aggressive reaming.
It was that trying to get it on there, and we should have just cut it into smaller sections and done shorter bits. But that's the great thing about mistakes. You learn from them and you never do them again, because you don't ever want to repeat the same outcome. So I'll figure it out. I'm in the process of stripping it down. I didn't want to sand all that stuff down, because the sanding pro paste when it's rock solid is detrimental to your sandpaper, and I didn't want a chance damaging blank. And heating it with a heat gun on 220, our favorite setting or temperature, and using literally a spatula to get under there, it's just peeling off. And so I'm like, all right, I'll just sit here for couple hours and fix this instead of sanding it and chipping up my hands and stuff in the process. So,
but to fix that, if it happens, you can take 2-part liquid epoxy and inject it underneath, or you can rip it off.
I would rip it off.
Good luck.
In the state that ours was in, had to come off. Now, if that had happened on like a bass rod or something, which it would have never happened on a bass rod, because we had the ringers for that size blank. It was the ringers that caused the problem. So if you don't have a ringer for the size blank that you're working on, find one, make one. Don't be ghetto about it. Don't be sketch about it. I didn't record any of that process. Like, I have most of the videos of the quad block. I did not record me and Wes reaming it, because it was sketch. It was
it's a little unsafe.
Very OSHA non-approved is what happened in that. And it bit me and him in the butt. Well, it bit me in the butt. It didn't really bite him in the butt. He didn't lose out on that. He just had to sit here for 20 minutes ripping EVA apart.
I sat here for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, I'm sorry.
Cutting apart EVA.
So, and he was like, I hate doing this. And I'm like, it had to be done. It's fine. So that's, don't do that. Don't do that. Other things. Been talking about decals this week. It has not happened to me. Like, this is not coming from experiences.
I've had it
people, I've had it happen in the past, but not this week. This didn't happen today. Decals. Everybody's got dramas with decals lifting. Little edges coming up, or possibly seeping under them or whatever. How do you prevent that?
Keep your fingers off the sticky.
That is one, yes, but two is wrap over it for a little while.
Yes, but regardless, it comes from something getting under there and it not being able to stick. Whether it's your fingers touching it, a piece of lint touching it, some dirt, the blank has a slick spot from some type of oil or grease.
You breathed on it.
Something has gotten under it to prevent it from sticking. Don't do that. If it happens and you've got epoxy on the rod, guess what? Take it off. Do it again.
I had to do that. I had to do that for the
I know which one you're talking about.
What are they? The 49ers. I had to do that for the 49ers build. I'm like, what football team is that I'm working on? One of the decals that I had put on there. What was the problem? Oh, I had cut, this was another thing. I had been cutting off little tag ends, little bits of the threads that was like poking through, and I forgot. I slapped a decal down on top of it, and I went, oh crap, because when I put the epoxy on it, thankfully, I started in this spot because I figured it wasn't going to work. But when I put the decal down on it, here's the little spots just sticking up through the decal, like, hey, you just cut me and I'm never going to disappear. And I was like, oh, so I had to pull the decal off while it was wet. It was gross. But
now, another issue you can have with decals is it repelling the epoxy. Your best bet is to let it cure, let it dry, come back, wipe it down with alcohol, let it sit for a day. The next day, come back. If you have high build, mix that up. Let it start to set, get thick. Force it on those spots. Make it stay there. Won't repel it.
John said we all know about some OSHA-friendly reaming happenings. Yes, we do, John. I know you two do this for a living and need efficiency where you can get it. I don't build to sell. I turn the reamer by hand and test fit often.
You're not turning that block by hand.
Well, what we're talking about is not the block. We're talking about, he's talking about the reamer on the inside of it, because we don't have a reamer. We don't have a homemade reamer, a blank, anything other than the blank that we're building that has a diameter, outer diameter of 1.25 inches. We went to the store. I spent $80, $90 on a set of drill bits that got kind of close, but weren't even remotely as big because they don't make them. So it's going to be punching holes and building this in sections now, because I do have a little short piece that I can make a reamer, but it's just a solid 1.25 inches. So the top part of it, we'd have to still ghetto, and I don't want to do that. So we're just going to punch, and I'm going to come up with something cool.
Checkerboard.
I'm not checkerboarding that, no. I had one that I used a scalpel blade to peel off the back, and I did wipe it off after I used it for black pigment. High all attack challengers seem to have gone bye-bye. Good, Duncan. Talking about small craters on the stickers.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where it's repelling the epoxy.
It looks like somebody dropped like a lens on your thing. It's like, whoop, it looks like a little hole.
Yep. But you can fix that. Just clean it, let it sit and dry for a day. Obviously, you found it after, when you're putting it on or after, let it sit. Come back the next day. Once it's dry, clean it off with alcohol. Let it sit till it is completely dry. Don't blow it. Don't wipe it. Let it dry.
Don't touch it.
I usually add an extra day so that I know, okay, nothing's touched this. Nothing's happened. It's dry. Come back with high build or regular build and let it set up. Let it sit. Let it get thick and goopy. Force it on the rod then, and it won't move off of it.
But to prevent that, when you put your decals on there, I don't care if you're making them.
Touchy.
It's don't touch the back of it if you can help it. The whole trick, put painter's tape on the top, peel the backing off, don't touch it. Now you have the painter's tape to hold the decal. No reason to be touching the back of it. Or if you're making your own, like what I was showing for the Cricut with just, it's vinyl. It's not the same kind of paper that decal stuff is. That doesn't, I've only had one do a fisheye, and I know why it did it, because I stuck my hands strapped to it because I was trying to get everything maneuvered on there. But we just came back with a heavier coat. Actually, you did it because I couldn't get it with the same technique. Came back and did it. But to prevent the edges of the decals from, or vinyl from coming up and lifting, you just wrap over it. And this goes for anything that you add. I don't care if it's feathers. I don't care if it's snake shed. I don't care if it's snake skin. I don't care if it's decals or cupcake liners you cut apart and put on there. If you wrap over them with some thread and let them just kind of lay down flat and be conformed to the blank, 90% of the time, you're not going to have that edge try to drift up. Because what happens is, as you're dragging your brush across it, it's pulling those edges. If they were a little bit raised, it's not the epoxy is doing it so much, it's your brush that's yanking across it and pulling it up. So that's all steps to keep that from happening, and how to fix it.
Narrow. Why would the reamer take chunks out in spots? Is it from not being straight? No.
No.
It is because in order to get the size that we needed, we had to use a drill bit with 36 grit. We couldn't use the standard grit replacement tapes. We had to use 36 to get it up high enough and put it on a drill bit. Then when we put it in there, that block was formed by basically strips of other blocks and going around. So when it caught a glue seam on that 36 grit, it would rip it. And then it made cavities. Don't do that.
I was trying to see if I had the video of it, because I was trying to put one together, but I don't have a picture of the actual thing. Yeah,
but that's what happened.
It's all our fault. It's fine. If you're using a normal reamer for normal size blanks, that's not going to happen. You're not going to have chunks where it comes out thicker on one side. And we were also in the process squeezing down because we're trying to take out another 1/4 inch that we didn't have on the reamer in order to get it on there. Because I couldn't.
You keep saying reamer. Drill bit.
Drill bit. The faux reamer we created. The ghetto reamer we created. Like, everything that we're talking about with this particular grip was not how you normally build it, okay? So, just take that with a grain of salt. We're just saying, worst case scenario, you have a grip you reamed out with a normal reamer and it gets a little bit too big and you don't put enough glue underneath of it, then it could possibly spin. It could do the same kind of reaction where there might be some places where the glue didn't get to it and it might get squishy in one spot. That's how you fix it, okay? Lifting decals are my nemesis. I'm usually in a rush building for an upcoming trip and I don't let the decal adhesive cure. Yep. That's every time that we get in a rush doing something is when we mess up. I've had good luck with Scotch tape where I can see through it to aid in alignment, but I use Flex Coat High. Yep.
I've had Scotch tape pull it back off before.
Yeah, I don't. But if it works for you,
great.
You know, like the clear is definitely the winner because you can see it better. 100%.
I just 1/8 inch strip of painter's tape every time. I will cut little strips and.
The decals that we've been getting from Mudhole work amazing because even I can put them on there and I don't screw them up with my logo. I did too. I did great. And then I had one where I put it on crooked and I had to take it back off and I fixed it. But whatever. Anyways, what happens if you have a reel seat that ends up being off center? And how does that happen?
It's another case of you messed up. You reamed it wrong and you got off center. There are certain applications where people want that.
Yeah.
If you want more information about that, look in Rodmaker.
So I say Tom did a whole article about
whole thing about an off-canted reel seat that's up or down, and that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you want it straight and it's not straight.
Off center.
The only way to fix that is and usually it happens because you have a foam or graphite arbor inside the reel seat already. And because it gave when you were reaming it. Because you were holding it, you put too much pressure, it got off center. You ream all that out. You just use tape.
I don't like using those arbors. I know a lot of people do, but I don't like it because they can.
I've had that happen too many times
get off center too.
On bass rods, especially.
And it sucks because a lot of times you don't, unless you're being like super meticulous in it, you don't catch it till you start to go to glue stuff up, and then you're like, oh crap, because then your winding check is like, hey, there's a hole.
Hey, there's a big old gap down here and
You're like,
a big old hump up here.
And you're like, so you gotta take it off and fix it again. Oh man, fun times. We do want to also take a minute and talk about the product of the night, which is
Suka 2 rod kits. So they're offering, Mudhole is offering spinning and casting rod kits. The spinning is, whoa.
Sorry, I was showing. Let me go back. The spinning.
Spinning is offered in 7.2 and 7.5 and all kinds of different weights and actions. They're all going to come with the guide kit, Suka 2, and the blank.
And a hook keeper.
Yep, and you can get it in matte 3K or matte forged carbon. That won't last long in forged carbon.
Mm-mm.
And then the casting sets are going to come 7.1 and 7.3. You get one option at 7.3, everything else is 7.1. Now they're doing this because of the size of the blank to match up to the Suka so that it is easier to work with.
Yep, and there's multiple options for these. It's not just the few that are here. You can also get colored blanks because they matched them up to some of their MHX blanks, I believe, or I think it's the MHX. But there's a whole article that Chris was discussing where he's got his top 4 that can basically the all-arounder, the distance, the basically one for like redfish and stuff, and he was talking about the good all the things that he puts with it, why he likes it.
Yep.
But it is definitely some of the it's kind of cool to see the Suka 2s being used for kits now, because it's going to take a lot of that kind of questioning, and also
will this blank fit this, and
yeah, and that's the biggest problem with the Sukas is that there's only a certain size that can go into it, and then you've got to figure out.
And people are afraid to cut blanks.
Yeah, and well, I mean, once you cut it, you can't warranty it, so that's I can understand why people don't want to cut them, you know, because you can't just replace it because you've modified it, but it takes the guesswork out of it, and you still are going to end up with something that's super light, super sensitive, and be able to do some really cool fishing, and people are going to be like,
and when you get
one
of those kits, go back and watch our other episode
on how
about
to
balancing.
On how to balance them. Best way to fix a production aluminum reel seat that was poorly sealed and spins around.
Epoxy from both ends.
You're going to have to, we just talked about the beginning of the thing, but you're going to have to like try to pull the grip away and just syringe. What are the best syringes for that, by the way? I know we have some, but
the orange tip.
What gauge are those?
I don't know. I can slide over and find out.
Yeah. See, it's not the same ones that you use for the rod building epoxy.
No.
Don't take the whole shop down. Light's falling.
Trying to kill me. Set me up for failure.
Quit breaking stuff. It's over there in the corner of that same drawer. I don't know if those are the size or not. Those were given to me for marbling or in alcohol inks. They're one of the gauges. It was one of the medical gauge. I don't remember. Yeah. It was a production rod. It's a heavy pin rod, 80-pound glass.
I don't see the exact ones, but these are similar.
They're medical ones.
No, those are insulin needles.
Yeah, no. You need the bigger ones. I just don't remember what gauge they are, but you're looking for one that
got a pinhead hole in it.
Yeah. And you're just gonna pump it in there. Daryl said, I've just seen that kit. Not a bad price considering other places sell just the handle for about that price. I think it was like $200.
$220?
$220, depending on that. You get the blank, you get the guides, and Torzite, right? Torzite guides?
I don't remember.
No, they have...
That's the Tie Forge, I think.
Tie Forge, yeah. Like, that's a good price for all that.
But that needle's about the same size as the tip of your pen.
Yeah.
That's why you're going to pull the grip back with a spatula and you're going to stick the needle between the grip and the rail seat, and then.
And you're going to want something that's going to set up fast because you're going to have to, rotate it so that it gets all the way in there. I can't remember what it's called, but you can use Fusion 15 or the liquid that ProCoat has. The repair stuff. Yeah. It's not a repair kit, but
there's the other that you can buy at Lowe's and Home Depot that comes in the double squeeze.
The Gorilla Glue stuff?
No, I can't remember the name of it.
Don't know what
you can name off everything, and I won't remember, but it's usually like a yellow color and a white color, and you squeeze it, they both come out at the same time. You can use the Gorilla Glue version, but something that's liquid and an epoxy.
And make sure you rotate it so it isn't all settled on one side.
Rod building.
It's not rod building epoxy. It's not clear coat. Neryl said it's 40 ton.
Sounds about right.
5-minute epoxy. 5-minute works too.
There's some over there. I'm not digging through that to find it.
No, because there's like 10 rods sitting in front of it too. JB Weld.
Yep.
Any of that stuff's going to work, honestly. Just get it in there and let it dry.
You usually put it on cardboard and mix it up, and it smells like death.
And just shoot it in there. Have you tried putting lace on a rod? Not yet, but it's on my to-do list. Pro glue from mud hole will flow like a liquid.
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what it's called.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Pro glue.
I'm
like, I know what's on that shelf, but I can't remember what's on that shelf. So, oh man, what do you do? We talked a little bit about this already with epoxy fish eyes and repelling. We already discussed that. Same thing.
Yep.
So
just clean it, let it sit and dry without you intervening to make it dry, and then very thick epoxy to cover it back up.
Yep. The other thing too to take into account with
DEFCON. That's it.
DEFCON 20 ton epoxy. Okay.
Sorry.
Greg's reading your brain. He got you. That's what I'm talking about. But to kind of move along go down that little like troubleshooting road. Okay. So let's say you've done your epoxy. You've been using the same bottles, filling the same amount, doing exactly 2 milliliters each time, and mixing it the same way. You've not changed anything, right? You go to apply it, and everything's repelling all over the rod.
Yeah.
You say, okay, cool. You wipe it down with alcohol. You let it dry. You come back, you try it again. It starts to repel again. So you go, there's got to be contamination somewhere. You get a new set of bottles, use a new set of syringes, change everything out, still repelling. Did you know?
Stop spraying air freshener. Stop it.
This poor person, his wife was coming behind him after he was leaving the shop and spraying with Febreze air freshener, and he had no idea, and she was accidentally contaminating all of his stuff. So he's officially kicked her out of the shop. She's not allowed to come in there anymore. But you know how long it took us to figure out that was happening? It took us 7 days. He was going back and forth with me and Wes going, I don't understand. Because we were like, do you have the plungers?
There's something happening.
Something, did you change out like your HVAC unit? What's blowing across the rod? What are you touching? We're going through all the things.
It's not him.
It wasn't him. It was his wife coming in and spraying behind him. So
didn't like the smell of epoxy.
Yeah. No Lysol. No disinfectant spray. No Febreze. Don't do that. It's bad for your epoxy. He doesn't like it. But he went through 7 days of trying to figure out what was wrong.
That's the biggest thing.
4 bottles, 4 different sets of epoxy because he thought there was contamination.
That's the biggest thing I can tell anybody. If the epoxy was the problem, it would be a problem the very first time you used it.
Yeah.
If it's happening after you have been using it, it's an outside factor, be it you or something else.
Yeah. And check your cats too. Come check your pets. If it's inside where your animals are with it, you got to make sure that they're not.
If a dog licks the rod, it's gonna contaminate. It's not gonna do right.
No, and then you got to start thinking. Okay, you've gone through all the logistics of it. It's obviously not me. It's obviously something not in my shop. What outside things could be happening? So David was asking about the lace. How would you go about it?
We'll let you know.
I mean, yeah, like color preserver and wrap the edges kind of thing. That's exactly what I would do. I treat it just like any other kind of ribbon that people have added. I would try to put color preserver on it and wrap it and call it a day, or cut it in little pieces and make designs and stuff.
You have put some on there.
I have not put. I have not because no, we discussed this because the very first sugar skull was supposed to be leather and lace, and I bought lace. I bought a ribbon lace, not an actual lace, to put on there, but I never did because I changed gears. And then I got mad at you because you started building that leather rod and you were going to put lace on it. And I was like, no, that was my idea. You can't have that because you were picking at me.
And then we got too busy.
And then you put it down and we never put it on there. So we've not actually put lace on the rod. It's just one of those, it's eventually going to get there. So, Greg, to the rescue. He says he's got you. Yep, marriage counseling. I bet that was a fight. Or at least a very stern discussion from him, honestly.
Yep.
All right. Heated discussion. All right, so another question that everybody has asked at one point or another in their rod building career. How do we get level of finish? How do we get level finish? How my finish, I keep putting it on there and it keeps coming out wavy, or it looks like a mountain hill and I don't understand.
Stop putting on so much.
Or stop trying to do it while it's on the dryer. That's too slow to put it on there even. And I know we've all done it. I used to try to do it too, and it was all like,
yep,
the like waves.
Don't let it set up too much. Don't put on so much.
And if you don't have a power wrapper, take it back old school. Don't do it on the dryer. Do it like Tom does, and everybody that came during that era.
I don't know if he still does that or not.
I don't know if he does or not, but he used to, where, you know, he'd put the epoxy on whatever section he's working on, or the whole rod, and then he'd let it go. And when it would drip, he'd wick it off, and then he'd rotate it.
Turn it.
When it would drip, he'd wick it off, rotate it. Now, yes, this way you have to be in the shop.
You have to sit there and babysit
and sit it for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on your temperature and all this other stuff. But as you continue to keep wicking it off, guess what? It's super level because all the extra is falling off of it and you're taking it away. It's no longer trying to do the titles of, bulging around the rod as it's turning.
Mm-hmm.
So there are multiple ways to do it. But a lot of times the wavy finish comes from trying to apply too much on too slow a speed, or also if you've got an open wrap, this is where a lot of people have hiccups with it too, because you're going from thread and you kind of have this little bit of a bump. Get your first coat on there really thin, really level, as best as you can. It's going to be a little bumpy, but it shouldn't be like massive waves. You're going to have just a little bit of high and a little bit of low from the thread to the actual blank.
You know what I do for open wraps?
You don't do them?
No, I'm saying for the epoxy. If
what?
Do that first coat, and then on my second coat, I'll come back and just do it in the open spaces.
Yeah, but you can also do your second coat a little thicker, and do the kind of like, you apply it pretty thick and then just kind of let it slowly turn. And when you see it getting heavy, stop it and kind of wick off that extra, and it's going to level it out too. You just have to be really careful about micro bubbles in that situation. Mm-hmm. How will thread epoxy act if it is too old?
I need to know what you're referring to, because I feel like there's something else you're asking. Because I've got epoxy over there that's
really old,
6-7 years old. I'll use it.
It's just different colors. It's really amber.
It's almost orange, burgundy almost, but.
The variable speed dryer for mud hole works well to apply finish and then transfer it to the 9 p.m. Yes, there are 9.
Yeah, because that one can get up fast enough.
Yeah, that one does get up fast enough, but a lot of the slower, like trying to do it on 9 RPMs is rough. But for us, biggest thing was getting a power wrapper and being able to apply it on speed, and we don't have any issues with wavy epoxy anymore doing that, unless I'm playing around with marbling and I put too much paint in my marbling, and that's the only time that it happens. But that's a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But all of that has always been on just practice pieces, so I know not to put it on the rods. All right. There's another one that we're omitting that we did. What happens if your butt gets misaligned after it's dried?
You go to the doctor.
Not that butt. Your gimbal, for instance, that somebody was so meticulous about cleaning and spun it on accident.
It was her fault because I had it lined up.
Take responsibility.
I'm pretty sure
we talked about this a little bit last time.
Yeah.
You throw me under the bus.
But you've got one or two options. If you can boil it, you can stick it in there to heat it up. In our instance, we're not going to be able to boil it because there's epoxy and paint like right next to it on the graphite butt, and that would just ruin it. So we're going to use heat. It's going to be stupid hot. Well, by the time we actually touch it,
low and slow. We're
220, 250. I have to get the gimbal hot enough for the heat to transfer into the paste underneath it, and then we're going to take it off. You're probably going to destroy the gimbal doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going to have to grab it with pliers, and you're going to want to break it free. So go ahead and order you a new one and be ready. And then pull it off.
Now, if it wasn't a gimbal, if it was like a normal butt, just cut it and put another one on there.
But if it's a normal butt, 9 times out of 10, as long as it doesn't have a logo under it that needs to be up and down, you're not going to notice. So
the only time that I think the Sukatus have American Tackle written on the butt on the little flat piece, and there's one other one. There's another butt that has a specific thing on there, but most of the other ones, you're not going to know it's misaligned. The gimbal is the biggest drama because it has to sit exactly how it's supposed to sit so that it lines up with being able to be locked in. So,
I don't have any that old. That's why I was asking. I have some Gen 4 I tried and didn't use anymore. I was wondering what to look for if I try it again sometime. But it's just going to change colors.
The hardener is going to get dark. It's going to be like an amber color. It doesn't really go bad per se. It just gets, it has a tone to it.
The clear may get chunky on sometimes.
It starts to crystallize.
On them sometimes. But you can just heat it up, and usually that will all gel back together.
Yeah. You can, that's like sometimes you can microwave it, but the older things like that, like if they've turned colors or I've started to see crystals forming in it,
toss it.
I will use it for playing around with marbling testing because that will tell me consistency stuff too. Like if I let the normal stuff set up a little bit longer, then hey, this might actually be fine. Because if you have to microwave it to bring it back to life, you've already set the clock on that forward for how fast it's going to start to cure and get thick on you.
Yep.
That's what people don't tell you. Oh yeah, just microwave it, it's fine. But they don't tell you that you're speeding up the reaction. And that's when everybody's like, wait a minute, it gummed up on me. Or, maybe you got waves in your epoxy because your epoxy was trying to set up too fast. That's what people don't tell you. Oh yeah, you can fix it. They just don't tell you what happens to it in the process of
what the result of this is.
Yeah,
but if it's got crystals, 9 times out of 10, I'll toss it.
There's no reason to keep it. And also, if it's got crystals in it, then it means that you haven't been using it to begin with, so probably not your favorite one.
Just toss it.
Get rid of it. But if it's fine, there's no issues with it, and the hardener is just turning a little bit of colors, use it. There's nothing wrong with it. Just don't use that on a white rod. That's all I would say. Too much heat will take clear off the grips. Yes, which is why we can't boil it, because that would be the easiest way to do it. We would be able to save the gimbal. Because then the steam
itself would get up there.
And that's one that I have that little, what is it called, a mandolin?
Mm-hmm.
Mandolin? Is it a mandolin?
Something.
I don't remember. It's not a Mandalorian. Mandela. Mandela? No, that's a Mandela effect. It's something close to that. Hey, anyways, it's something that I did that little design on and split it and I put her name on it, and so it's painted and it's got clear over it, so I can't get heat too close to that or it's going to start to feel it, and then I'm going to be real screwed up because that whole back end's going to have to be completely redone, and I don't want to do that. So home repair stock real seat. What? Oh, home repair stock. Yeah, you can use the epoxy for your home repair stuff. Hey Gilbert, long time no chat. How are you? What temperature do you keep your work area for curing thread epoxy?
Are you asking me or what was that character's name? Oh my god.
I don't know. There's a lot of characters out there. Which one?
Not Heat Miser, the other one.
Oh, the freeze guy? Heat Miser and... Oh, what is his name? Frost?
Was it Frost?
No. You talking about his brother?
Yeah.
Heat Miser. Oh, man, that's an actual person? Snow Miser.
Snow Miser. You're asking me or Snow Miser over here?
I keep it at 74 when I am
lying to you.
No, I am not lying to you. It's 74 with the heat on, which means that it doesn't really technically stop running, which means that the shop gets up to almost 80 degrees. When I have a batch of rods that needs a lot of epoxy, it needs to be done, it needs to be cured every 24 hours. The shop stays hot. It stays hot. Come in here in a t-shirt and just deal with it. It is what it is, because these rods have got to be moving.
She had it so hot in here the other day, I was grumpy and yelling at her.
Not my fault. Take your clothes off. Like, it is what it is. Put on a pair of t-shirt, put a t-shirt and a pair of shorts on. Or just leave. Don't be grumpy.
You asked me to come in here to do a
Because I need you to help, but you don't need to be grumpy at me for doing it, because it needs to stay hot. Because if it doesn't stay hot, they don't dry. The one time that we accidentally left the air on 74, air on 74, the epoxy wasn't dry enough to be able to move forward with the project the next day. I had to turn the heat on and then really deal with the consequences of it afterwards. So it is what it is. In the winter in South Carolina, where we are at, I prefer the shop to be around 74, 75. In the summer, it's like 70, 72. Because it's not really 70 or 72 in here. It's a little bit warmer than that. So if I'm not trying to do a coat every single day, the temperature drops. All right. I don't like to be hot in the shop. In fact, the air conditioner is running right now. It is what it is. But it was 72 outside today too, which is dumb because it's January. But anyways, thanks. Back to open wraps. I like using a wire spatula to bridge the openings and help keep it level. I recently saw where people have used casino deck cards to do the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I like brushes. People like spatulas. Like, whatever works for you. Really, honestly, just do it. Do it. Yeah, it's been a while. Been extremely busy and working a lot. Seems that way. It's been a while. Question was for Wes and Mary. I guess that was the epoxy. My build space is in my basement. I had to get an enclosed box with heat mat to keep the temp up. Yeah, I had to. Ours is in 2-car garage, and we had to go through insulating and putting in. I mean, it's not even a wall. We have board that is put up in like shiplap, like, but it's not. It's, what is that? What did we buy?
I don't remember.
The plywood. We bought plywood and cut it down, and then, but it's all insulated. And then we finally got it 3 years ago. 3 years ago. You put in the.
That's been longer than that.
I thought it was. It's only recently. Because you put it in whenever you were your friend. Caleb. Caleb was the one that came and helped you.
Yeah.
It's like only been 3 years.
That's true.
Maybe this is the 4th year. I don't know. But anyways, we just recently got the mini split. And so that's been a lifesaver. We're trying to keep it a certain temperature in here. We already figured about that. Okay, so guess what? It's giveaway time. What are we giving away tonight?
First and foremost, make sure you're at the live portion of the video so that you can actually answer in time. We're giving away an epoxy mixer.
Dun dun dun. Why? Because this will help you fix your epoxy mistakes.
And it takes the guesswork out. It takes the human error out, and it takes away you introducing unnecessary bubbles.
It's a third hand for you when you're working on multiple projects too, because you know that little dude's just mixing your epoxy away.
Because we used to be the same way. I can just mix it by hand, I'll be fine. Now I literally started up, put the cup in there, put the little mixer in there, I squirt three, and I walk away and go do something else for 5-10 minutes.
He does that. I don't do that. I use it when I have a batch of stuff, but usually if I have a batch of stuff, I actually come bring him in the shop, and he still mixes it in the CRB mixer. But when I'm doing it by myself, I actually do it by hand, because I'm usually only doing like A-Rod, but I want to make sure that cup, like the other day, I had 4 that needed epoxy on them. I came in and mixed all 3 cups by hand because I was able to use it on one going into the other ones, but I did them all by hand because that gives me a little bit of a break. If I had the mixer running at the same time, I would felt like I would have to keep going, and then I get like aggravated with that. So that's just I have to take a break. But the CRB epoxy mixer is third hand helper, great little dude, and I appreciate it because we actually can knock out a lot of rods, especially when me and him are both doing epoxy real fast because we're just dropping and grabbing and dropping and grabbing and dropping and grabbing. So
legit, if I'm coming in to do epoxy, that's the first thing I hit. Boom, boom, and I'll start setting up from there. And by the time I'm set up, it's done mixing. I'm ready to go.
And it's real easy to clean because you just wipe the little mixer.
Yeah.
Dude.
Somebody asked the other day, "What do you clean it with?" Paper towel.
He just wipes it down with a paper towel really good, and that's it. There's no buildup on it.
I don't wipe it with alcohol. I don't wipe it with acetone. I wipe it with a paper towel and I put it back. And then I wipe it off again before I put it in.
But it sits on the bench.
Got a hair.
Yeah.
Messing with me.
I've been watching it. It's actually
like
it's poking straight up.
I know.
There it goes.
I can tell.
I got it. I just didn't want to be like this in the middle of the show.
It's like
it was like this on your nose.
Yeah, I felt it.
Anyways.
Sorry. Riddle.
So, you guys are going to answer a riddle. Whoever answers it first within the chat. We have the chat. We have actually seconds on the chat tonight, so we're not going to have any dramas with who is on who. And who won faster on the other ones. But Wes is going to ask a riddle. First one to get it into the chat. You have to have the whole answer, whatever said answer is supposed to be for this, and you will be able to win the CRB mixer. So, without any further ado, what is the riddle?
I am everywhere and nowhere. I am both believed and doubted. I can be proven only by disproving myself. I vanish the moment you capture me, and yet I endure as long as you chase me.
Already too many back and forth for me. My brain went, what? I'd never be able to win. Except I'd be on Google going, trying to go, what's the answer? A deity or God. I am space. What is time? Nope. Nope. God. Nope. All of those are not correct.
Not the answer we're looking for.
Don't have time. Santa. Not Santa. Although that could fit, kind of. All of those could fit, but I don't want to say it. I was about to say
no.
Wes doesn't like me giving.
I don't like hints. No.
Epoxy. No, not epoxy. Life. Although, you want to read it again?
I will in a second.
The horizon.
Nope. All right.
Easter Bunny.
I am everywhere and nowhere. I am both believed and doubted. I can be proven only by disproving myself. I vanish the moment you capture me, and yet I endure as long as you chase me.
Actually, everybody's had great answers.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them have been right. Nothing, nowhere, nope. Tomorrow, nope. Thread, nope. Wind, time, nope. Oh, you actually, it's a hard one this time for them. I haven't seen Duncan. Where's Duncan?
He answered.
Did he? Oh, yeah, he was one of the first ones to answer. Space, not space. The future. Nope. Can I give him a hint? It's Wes Christie. Oh, Wes Christie. What is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Nope. Wes's beard. Now they're just giving answers. It's a band. Band name.
Is it? It is an artist.
It's these guys. Remember?
Yeah.
It's a band name. I'll help you out. Not memory. Not nothing. Not darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Not The Cure. Not Journey.
I still may not get it. And I'm not doing another one. This is going to go.
I'm going to let it go before I give you another hint on that one. Not Shadow. Not Aerosmith. Not Nickelback. Oh, man. I haven't listened to them in a while.
I listened to them the other day with the boys.
I've been on, like, trance and dance music pop for a minute. And, ooh.
I almost played that song with them the other day.
Simon and Garfunkel. Oh, I would love for you. Not that one. I was in the car and you were like, no, skip it.
No, this was when I picked them up by myself and it came on and I was like, yeah.
What is Air Supply? Not correct. Not Dream.
Your Vice.
Your Vice. Nope. Think. Okay, the band and the word. Well, the band is the word. The word is the definition of what he just gave you in the riddle. The band is a new band. Newish. Ish. I don't like. It's been a few years for them. Yeah, 2 years for them, and they're the same name as what the definition of the word is, and they're like pop punk, very 90s era, if you will, 2000s era of music. That's all I can say. It's not Nirvana.
I'll read it one more time. I am everywhere and nowhere. I am both believed and doubted. I can be proven only by disproving myself. I vanish the moment you capture me, and yet I endure as long as you chase me.
Lost Boys. Nope. The third hint will be the absolute last thing that I can give you because it's way too close to actual what it is. But I can say one word and you might get it. But we're going to give you guys a minute. But to repeat, the name of the band is the answer. They're only 2 years old, and they do pop punk, very 90s, 2000s era music. Oh, that one. Not Kansas. Not Mudhole.
I don't think I've ever listened to that band.
They were all over TikTok 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, I know I have. Yeah,
like
they're pretty good.
Yeah, they sound just like the bands that we grew up with. Yeah. That's the reason why I'm like I can't. Not Kansas. Was Truth a band? No, not the answer.
Everybody's gonna hate me for this one.
They are gonna hate you for it, but you got them guessing.
You gotta earn it.
Paradox. Yes, Jim. Paradox. The band is called The Paradox, but the answer to that is paradox.
A paradox.
Everything is a contradiction. That was gonna be your last your last thing. The only reason why I even knew about them was because they were on TikTok and it came across my feed, and I was like, yeah, this is like some music that I grew up with.
Yep. Now, while we're talking about it, go listen to The Paradox.
Yeah. Bunch of boys jamming out, like freaking great music. Anyways. Congratulations, Jim. Whoop whoop. Jim wins. Jim gets a mixer. So everybody get that? Are y'all all mad at us? Sorry. Be mad at him. He picked it.
I don't care.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Not the Beatles. The Beatles? Beetle Beatles. What did I win? Jim came in at the end. You get an epoxy mixer. I guess you just got here for the... He came in late. You get an epoxy mixer.
Did you even hear the riddle?
Yeah, he had to have heard it to be able to answer it. Unless he just took it off the clues.
That's hilarious.
And then if he just took it off the clues, then I'm going to be real mad at him. No, but you got an epoxy mixer. And I have your address, so I don't need anything from you. So you're good. Would have never gotten that. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able to answer that without getting on Google and like typing in what Wes said. Lots of good answers. I loved everybody's answers. Like, especially in the beginning, everybody had fantastic answers. And then when I started giving hints about bands, everybody started naming bands. So it's like, he's watching his Packers. I get it. Don't worry.
I'm sorry you're watching them.
Congratulations, Jim. Woo! First winner of the year. Jim Luzay.
Do we even have to ship it, or can he go pick it up?
I don't know. Maybe you can go pick it up. Maybe actually, I can get them to just
hold it,
bring it with them, and he can get it at ICRB if he's coming. I don't know. Which, speaking of, if you guys have not heard about it, the International Custom Rod Building Expo is next week, February 28th through March 1st. So make sure, because I just spoke to Dave today, I have seen some floor plans and I know some stuff, but I can't share it yet. However, the rooms for the hotels, the blocks for our discounted price are starting to sell out. So if you can make it, you need to go ahead and lock in your rooms so that you don't miss out, because
it's going to be good.
It's going to be real good. It's going to be really cool. Really good. Really good. Really good. Really good, apparently. But very excited about it.
It's going to be nice.
I have to go ahead and start preparing for my seminars and things of that nature, which I've locked in for like a lot. I'm not sure how many
50 billion dozen Googleplex.
Our kids are obsessed with saying Googleplex, and it's making us angry. But everything is Googleplex. And I'm like, there's no way everything can be Googleplex. You can't, you just stop. Anyways, there's going to be awesome seminars going on. There's going to be awesome stuff going on at the Learning Center, and obviously all of the booth spaces and the people that are going to be there. So, and Rodmaker's still doing their gala on Saturday night, where we get to hang out with the people from Rodmaker and everybody that is part of the Rodmaker family, I guess, the people that get the magazine, and you get to win awesome stuff and eat some snacks. So you should come. If you can't, sorry, but you really do need to try to, because it's really awesome. Jim just came in to give... Jim, don't be coming in here to get a prize and just head out. Boo on you, dude. All right, damn, it was Wes Christie. The clue, I can't chase him. Unfortunately, my new call-out schedule has me on call during Foley and Ice Air. Oh, John, that sucks. I'm going to miss you. Hopefully it changes.
You should call out.
I thought this was what I could call out. Just kidding. Anyways, so basically with mistakes, guess what? We all do them. We all mess up from time to time, and it's part of rod building. And people that tell you they never make mistakes, they're lying. I have spoke to so many people and friends and stuff, and we might not make it public knowledge. I don't care if people know that I screw up, because guess what? I do. I have no problem admitting that I screwed something up, or hey, I messed up a grip because I was trying to be ghetto and ream it out the wrong way, or I was cleaning the gimbal too much and I spun it. It is what it is. You've got to fix it.
You're not living that down.
I'm never going to live it down, and it's fine. You know why? Because I'll never do it again. That's the whole point. You make a mistake, you never make it twice, you know? And if you fail at something, it's your first attempt in learning, right? So you don't do it again. That's the difference between making the mistake and fixing the mistake, because whatever happens after the mistake was made is what sets the tone for you in the future. So it's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. Mistakes actually teach you more than you doing it right all the time. End story. They're going to. And think about it as a kid. You know, all you did was fall down, run into stuff, scrape up knees, break arms because you jumped on a ball. Speaking our oldest. They're never going to do that again because it hurt, had consequences to it. So with this kind of stuff, the bigger the consequence, the
better the lesson.
The better the lesson, unfortunately. And I've spoke with people, they've glued their rail seat on upside down, they glued it backwards, they put their guides on the wrong side. I've wrapped guides on the wrong side of the
rail seats too.
And yep, done the rail seats wrong. I have done all kinds of stuff. You know, it is what it is. It's part of learning.
I've not done the upside down rail seat.
I almost glued a hood to a grip. You caught that.
I caught it in a video after you posted it.
He did. I made the video. Video had been out for like 3 hours. He just got home from HVAC. He sat down on the couch. He watched my video, and he was like, Mary, I'm in the kitchen cooking.
Did you fix that hood before?
Please, no. You said, please tell me you pushed the hood down after you glued it. And I'm cooking, and I'm processing what he asked me, and I dropped what I was doing. I didn't know what I was cooking, but I left it. I bailed on it and ran to the garage, and he's just snickering away, just laughing, because it's been like 3.5, 4 hours at this point. Like it's been set up, you know. And he's not running. I'm like, I am panicking because this was actually Elsa. This was the Elsa build that I was making, and we were going to the expo in a couple weeks, and it was glued. It was pretty stuck on there, but he just took a heat gun and did his thing and popped it loose, and it's fine. It works great. Actually, Julian has that rod, and she fishes with it, and she's caught a bunch of fish with Elsa, so nothing, no harm, no foul. I didn't even lose paint on it, so I won't do that again. But honestly, at this point, this is where you got to be honest with yourself, and also if there's things that you've seen somebody else has done, what kind of mistakes have you made that you've learned from, and have you ever made the same mistake twice, or did you learn your lesson with it? I would like to know that from you guys. I saw where you went there, Wes. I put guides on a few times without double checking if they were straight. I have wrapped them on there, but I always make Wes straighten them.
Ooh, excuse me.
Did you cover how to prevent stickers from showing edges, rolling out well and wrapping over the thread and edges still show? What kind of, is this like?
Who made the stickers and where'd they come from?
Is this like the spec stickers, the decal, like who, what, when, where, why, you know?
And how?
And, yeah. Is there a new mud hole discount to replace Wrap This 10? Yes, the new one is M. Christy, CHRISTY 10. That one should be good for the next few months. M. Christy 10.
Every quarter it changes.
It will change. The next one, I can tell you what date it will change.
April.
Is it April?
January, February, March.
Quarters confuse me.
What's quarter 12?
I know that, but like some of them. Because I don't think about it. That's why. I have a creative brain, not a math brain. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say.
Have a great weekend, Greg.
April. Okay, fine. It'll change April. You'll be able to use that code MChristy10 until March 31st. Okay. I wrapped a 2-footed guide on backwards and noticed after I finished the second foot and set back.
Yep.
Done that one. I wrapped both guide feet completely different on the same guide.
But have you wrapped a single foot backwards?
No, I haven't wrapped a single foot backwards. Did you?
On one of Todd's rods.
Have a great weekend, Greg. Rod spec stickers and custom name stickers, mostly bought from Mudhole. MHX. Okay, haven't used the MHX stickers myself personally, but
so I personally haven't had a problem with them. But anytime I've had an issue with a manufacturer blank spec decal not wanting to go on there, I don't use it.
Honestly, it just comes back to like the best thing is wrapping over it with thread for a little while, like an hour or two.
Let it sit.
And make it sit, make it the
and
adhesion.
If it won't stay down prior to epoxy, it's definitely not going to stay down with epoxy.
No.
But you can always take a very small spot of glue and put it down.
You can also use CP if you don't want to use glue.
Yep.
So, like, if your edge, you put it on there and you got an edge that's just not wanting to play nice, you could put a little bit of color preserver in that spot. It'll be wet and wrap over it. You're gonna squeegee it out, and you're just gonna. It's what it's gonna do. It's gonna glue that edge down, but you're gonna have to wrap over it with a thread.
Yep.
And let it sit for like an hour or so, and then pull it back off, and then it should not go anywhere. In theory.
If it still does, don't use it.
Yeah, it's bad adhesion on the back or something got stuck to it or something. But like Wes said, we don't ever use the spec stickers. We don't ever use the brand for the blank either, and unless the customer requests it. Usually it's our business decal and any custom decals that they are asked for. And our business logo, we actually get Mudhole Print through their graphics department. You can get your own decals from them.
Never had a problem out of those.
Those go on like a dream, and they disappear.
But when they stick, they're done.
you can't adjust them at all.
Like, no peeling up and replacing. You're replacing it with a new one.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about that you can feel the edge after epoxy?
I think he's asking John.
Yeah, I mean,
and if that's the case, just
if it's clear, just cut it. You know, and you're not going to notice that it's cut. You know, if it's a color part that's sticking up, then yeah, you're going to notice it. But if it's clear, it's coming up, just cut it like a tag and call it a day. Be done with it.
Song stuck in my head now. Scotty doesn't know the Fiona and me.
Right. He just answered me. Poor thing. Also, this is Q&A time, so anything that you want to ask, answer, or anything you want to ask, we can chit-chat, just discuss. Just remember, ICRBE, and the next one after that is Foley. Don't know the dates on that yet, but that will probably be announced probably by the end of February, I would think. Beginning
probably about the time ICRBE happens.
We'll know what's going on with the Anglers Resource event. That should be fun. But at this point, it's me trying to finish up the builds that I have in-house, along with trying to plan my seminars and my booth space and figuring out what I'm doing for the expo, which it never feels like I have enough time to do all the things that I need to do. And I did get my business cards in, non-ammonia dunked this time, so that was great. This department was awesome. They didn't argue with me. I sent them pictures of what happened. They immediately were like, cool, we'll send it out. And once they got them printed, they overnighted them. Like, thank you. I wasn't asking for that. What classes are you giving? I don't know yet. There's discussions. So nothing's ironed out. But there's discussions about, obviously, a decorative rep class, an EBA class, and potentially a, like, how I design my builds, like inspirations kind of thing for the themed rods. And there's going to be a few others that are me giving for Mudhole, maybe. I don't know. Right now, there's so much that's up in the air. I've got to get it dialed in too, because I got to start preparing for it. So I know at least one EBA class and one wrap class. Past that, I don't know all the details of it. Oh, I thought Foley was already set. Maybe there's still a chance of it. I haven't heard of anything about Foley. Have you? Yeah, I don't think he's made an announcement for it, so you may be able to get there still. I did a big closed wrap, and most of the closing part is white. Someone had touched it and made the white dirty. Noticed after the first coat of epoxy, can I just do another chevron of white over it to cover it? Yeah, I mean, you can. You can also use, like, whiteout, or paint, white paint, or a paint pen. That way you're not adding extra thread to it. I don't know what size rod this is. It sucks that somebody touched it and got it dirty before you got the epoxy on it. But I would go for the route that's a little less work. As long as the paint can go on flat without any like what ridges or bubbles or anything like that. But you could just do another white Chevron over it if you wanted to, depending on what kind of rod it is. Yeah, I need to make a reminder for myself that I need to chat with friend about ICRBE.
Big friend?
Big friend. Big friend. Skinny friend. Skinny friend. He losing weight, friend.
He done got.
He got little.
Real small. Might have to give him some double cheeseburgers.
No, sir. And 87. I mean, yeah, you could probably.
You know what size it is?
No.
Blue and orange.
Oh yeah, you can wrap over it. That's fine.
Or gray and orange.
Yeah.
It's in between that gray and orange and that 10-foot green one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can wrap over it. It's fine as long as you don't. I would try the paint first and just see if you could fix it that way. Maybe in just that one spot, even if you just kind of bend it before I would be doing a whole big old chevron trying to cover it. But that's your opinion. That's your choice. You can do whatever you want to. It sucks that it's got epoxy on it because if it didn't, you could clean it and be done with it. Has my sponsor sent my prize yet? And your hands look fine. What? I think they have. They've got it. They should have. I didn't get a notification on that, so it should have gone out. I'll have to check with that. I'm not sure.
It got sent.
Did it? Okay.
Well, yeah, it's made some shipments.
It's made
some movements.
Well, no, he knows.
I don't know if it's made the movement to where it's supposed to go.
It came here. He knows it came here. Oh, he said, Wes, I thought the dishwasher broke. Your hands look fine. Now I get it. I'm like.
No, I threatened our kids. Because when we had to go get a dishwasher, they were fussing because we had to go get one. And I looked them dead in the face. I said, all right, we'll stay home. Y'all get to wash them.
No.
They shut up real quick and got in the car.
Well, yeah, because Mom makes everything almost from scratch, like 3 times a day. There's a lot of freaking dishes that come through the sink. They would not want to be able to keep up with that. So, no, we had that dishwasher. That dishwasher's been here since we bought the house.
House was built in 03, but the dishwasher was from 93.
I don't know how the 93 got in there, but we couldn't get to the drain. We couldn't figure out what was going on in the inner workings of it. It was one of those dishwashers that wasn't built to maintenance. So they wanted you to
in order to maintenance it, you had to pull it out, take it out from the bottom. I wasn't getting into all that. Not for what we got a new one for.
We got one of the ones that they return back to the store, and you can put a warranty on them or whatever. It was like $200. Like, fuck yeah.
It was not worth it.
Not worth like 10 or 12 hours it would have taken for us to dismantle it and get into it and figure out what the hell was going on with it. Like, no, it's just $200. Bye. How did Steve like his rods? I don't know. I haven't heard.
No news is good news. Until we're heard otherwise.
I have no idea.
Until we hear otherwise. I
don't want to be, messaging him and being like, hey, how's it going? I don't know. I feel weird being like, so, did you like him? Did you not like him? Like, can we chat? I figure if he wants to say something, he'll let me know. Maybe he's busy. I have no idea. I'm gonna assume that he likes them and call it a day. We had a dryer that was so old that Marcia would get pissed off each time I fixed it.
And I will fix a washing machine and dryer until the circuit boards go out.
We got mad because we had to get another dryer because they didn't make the circuit board for the dryer that we had anymore. We were mad about that.
It was a washing machine.
Well, yeah, the washer. Sorry. But the washing machine. They don't make the circuit board for the washing machine we had. And we were mad.
But I've told her the next set, whatever happens, will be Speed Queen. I'm not dealing with this anymore.
So now we have a washer that's white and a dryer that's black.
I don't care.
Like, we had a matching set. But now we don't. But they wash and they dry, and that's all I care about. Because it's not like I do home videos where I'm cleaning the house or anything. I build rods. That's what we talk about.
Yeah, but the next ones we buy will be Speed Queens, because
I don't even know what a Speed Queen is.
the Cadillac of them.
We just had to buy a new washer that was $900. Ugh. Makes my... I hate it. I hate how expensive the appliances are. Like, when we went to go look at the dishwashers, the ones that were on sale were like $349 for like the cheap ones. But most of them were still in that like seven to nine. Some of them were like $1,200 for a dishwasher. It's a freaking dishwasher. It sprays water, it heats up stuff, it dries it, call it a day. Why is it so expensive? Why is black more expensive than stainless steel? What the hell? And then you go look at the refrigerators, those are just insane. Then you look at the washers and dryers. They wash clothes, they dry clothes. I don't need it to be tuned into my phone. I don't need it on Wi-Fi. And this may be me showing my age. I don't need it to like sing a song and do a dance whenever it gets done. Like, just wash the freaking clothes. Tell me it's done so I can put it in the dryer so it can dry the clothes. And you tell me when it's done. Don't send a message to my phone. Hey, the laundry's done. Like, I don't need another person micromanaging me with anything. Like, stop. Why are you messaging me? Why are you on my phone?
You need a Speed Queen.
I hate appliance prices. It drives me nuts. So we always go to like we don't ever go to like stores. Like, we went to Lowe's for this one because the place that we used to go to, I don't even remember the name of it.
American Freight and something.
You can get the stuff cheaper there. It's good. You get warranties on it. It's good. It's great. But when we had that hailstorm that had those microcells that were coming through, or whatever they want to call it was tornadoes that were landing in Rock Hill. It busted out all their front windows. Well, they decided to close down the store so we can no longer get our cheap appliances. So now we have to go drive out of town or just deal with the cost at Lowe's.
I always just call and say, hey, do you have any on clearance? Because I refuse to pay full price for that type of stuff.
I got pretty good at removing with wash pump with my girlfriend's dishwasher to clean foreign matter that jams at the pump. Well, that was the thing. That dishwasher, you couldn't get to the pump without completely dismantling it. You had to take the door off, which had to and there was no like schematics for it, because when I went up to look for the schematics for it, the first time I found them, the second time I got back onto the site to find them, it was like, nope, it doesn't exist. It's from '93. I don't want anything to do with it. So I had to pull it up from another site, and we went to look through all the stuff, and it would have been in like 1,000 pieces on the floor for us just to be able to get to the drain. And I was like, this is
we would have had to take it
lot.
apart from underneath.
It was bad. Yeah, I just got it from Lowe's. I wish Donald Trump would make washers great again. We need real agitators that use a decent amount of water.
John, look at Speed Queen. That's what I'm telling you. That's the next ones we're getting. I'm not dealing with it anymore.
I miss my top loader.
That's Speed Queen.
I miss my top loader. I don't like my front loaders. My boys broke the door on one of them already because they think it's amazing. They think it's fun to hang on doors. I don't know what it is about kids and hanging on doors.
Cabinet doors.
Doors. Any doors. Cabinet doors. Anything. You just hang on it. It's a prop, apparently. But yeah, I miss my top loader because I could get a whole queen comforter in one and not have to worry about it. Still have room, and it never smelled like mildew. That's the thing I don't like about the front loaders, because unless you like completely leave them open to drain and to completely dry and stuff. They stink. Speed Queen's great, is great, well built old stuff. We got to front load the wash a little better. I mean, I diss on them, but they do okay. I just don't like all the bells and whistles on them. I ended up turning off that app. I was like, I want
to turn a knob and I want to hear a buzzer when it's done.
Yeah, like I don't want it to. There's so many different Wi-Fi settings on it. I was like, why does my washer need to be connected to my phone? I don't want it talking to me. Ugh. But,
ding, laundry's done. Ding,
right?
Laundry's done. Ding, laundry's
Stop sending me messages. I don't need to know that. Like there was one day where we had first connected it, and it sent me 5 messages in a row because I'm out here working on something. Laundry's done, and it sent another reminder. Laundry's done. I had a screenshot of like all the and I'm like, this is like an ex texting me. Like, leave me alone. I don't want to. I'm not acknowledging you right now. You can wait. You can wait till I take my lunch break. Leave me alone. Why are you being a stalker? Oh, laundry's done. Yeah, exactly. Biggest pet peeve. Anyways, Mary and her. See, look. Now I got a smartwatch. I got it just to connect. I wanted just a step counter, but Wes got me a smartwatch, and now it won't leave me alone.
You know why I did that, right? And this is kind of a dig, just because you always say when you're on the phone you can't hear that I'm messaging you. Now you can.
Well, I haven't proved that because I haven't been on the phone if it will message me. But no longer beeps on my phone. It only goes through my freaking watch. And so it's like, Mary, did you text? No, just stop. I did not send a text message back. I did not. But I did go straight into the connections and turn my little home, whatever it's called, smart home or whatever it is on the Samsung off, and was like, I don't need to know anything about what you're doing in there. Leave me alone. I'll walk by you eventually. You're on my way in and out of the house to go to the garage. I will see that you were done. Leave me alone. I am fully capable of managing my time and my laundry, right? Turn it back on. Stop. Leave me alone. If it sends me anything else after that, I'm going to be creeped out. So I don't want to actually test that theory. Decepticons. I'm a Decepticon living in my laundry room. All right, anyways. So, mistakes happen. It is what it is. Best way to go about it is figuring out how to fix it, or completely starting over and just gutting the whole project, taking notes mentally, physically, take a photo, I don't know, whatever works for you to be able to remember not to do that again, because it's going to happen. But the good thing is that for anybody that's getting into rod building, I know a lot of people, and I this is such a weird topic for me, but a lot of people that watch me online think they have this thought of who I am as a rod builder. I am just a normal person, goofy as crap, ridiculous and insane and overly OCD about a lot of stuff. But I mess up. I get mad. I get things messed up. I second guess myself. I am constantly battling with him about things that should work, shouldn't work, why can't it work, going into this whole thing. There's all of these sides that the online Mary is not putting out there, not because I don't want to show it. This is why when I have conversations with people, I'm like, no, I'm a down-to-earth person. Like, don't put me up on this pedestal just because you see my stuff online. Yes, I do cool stuff, but in the process of doing said cool stuff is a whole journey of madness, tears, blood, sweat, anger, throwing fits, way too many packs of cigarettes, like the whole shebang.
Don't forget the agreement arguments.
And the arguments with Wes that we're saying the same thing, but my brain's not saying what his brain is saying, and we think that we're fighting. So, there's that too. But I make mistakes, and I'm glad to show that I make mistakes so that people don't think that I never make mistakes. I hope that makes sense, because for somebody that's starting rod building, if they think that somebody that they look up to or they admire or they're watching or they respect or whatever the case may be, they want to learn something from, if they think that they never make mistakes, but that person is making mistakes, they're not going to think they're as good as this person. When in fact, you're doing the same journey that this person just has done, but I'm 15 years ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? So I've made those same mistakes. You're going to have to hop along on those same mistakes too. But if I can help you not make those same mistakes, you'll do better. But, you also need to make the same mistake so that you don't do it in the future. And you're going to have to just be okay with making a mistake here and there, you know. Is it going to suck that I have to take a gimbal off an almost completely finished rod and put another one on it? Yes. Does it suck I had to cut a grip off today and still am working on scraping off the pro paste with a heat gun and a spatula and hating every minute of life because this sucks and I shouldn't have done this? Yes. But guess what? It is what it is. My customers deserve the best performing rod that they could possibly have. They don't deserve something that I said, it'll be all right.
Close enough.
It's fine. And I hate, this is going to be a little rant. We've been on a few tonight. I hate when somebody says, expect mistakes. It's handmade. Okay, we are not perfect. We are not machines. But machines also don't do things perfectly either. Look at our food, for instance. But when it comes to rods and the mistakes that you are allowing to go out the door to be sold to the public that represent you as an individual, I should have to take a fine-tooth comb over your rod and just see a thing here or there. A tag might be like popping out. Maybe a thread came loose from the wrap and it's not touching up to its buddy. That's handmade mistakes that, okay, yeah, it's fine. A gimbal turned, glue lines, a grip not glued all the way properly, epoxy thrown all over the guide frames, thread still exposed on the guide wraps. That's not handmade. That's handcraft is what that is, okay? Don't use that as the excuse for that. And that's just my little rant. But granted, mistakes happen. We need to learn from them. We need to grow from them. And then we never need to make them again, is what it is. But we also need to laugh at them. Because if we get so, I know better, I should have done this, oh my God, I got to start over. Rod block. I had about 8 hours of work in that block. I got another probably 2 hours of taking it off. And then I don't know what is going to happen next. Is what it is. Customer deserves better than that. That's an unlimited rod. That rod's going to go through some shit. It is what it is. That rod better be at its best performing peak. Because if my grip failed and spun, worst case scenario, ripped in half or whatever the case may be, while he had the biggest fish on of his life, whose fault is that? Mine for being lazy. Right? Not his.
Nah, blame the big company.
Blame the component. You should make a better rimmer. Oh. No, but it is what it is. How you respect, how you respond to it, how you move forward from it. You'll learn a lot from your mistakes. Just know everybody's done them at some point in time. The biggest thing is just don't make the same mistake twice. That's all it is. But
or do and laugh at yourself.
You know, I tell you what, I've only wrapped the guides on the wrong side of the rod one time. I won't do it again because I hate wrapping guides. I don't want to wrap them any more times than I have to.
I've never done it on the wrong side.
I have.
But I have wrapped a single foot backwards.
I have not
in the
done
middle
that.
of a guide train.
I haven't done that one. That one's funny. But I did wrap two guide feet completely different on the same rod. I don't know what I did. I was just like, la da da da. And it wasn't me trying to figure out what looked better. I wrapped them completely different. Just having one of those days.
Anyways, thanks for joining.
We appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the fun things, and be looking out for us in 2 weeks. So the next episode is on the Long Drawn Out Pals 24th. So we'll see you then at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully we will be doing something with the Tiger Wrap. And if not, it'll be another fun art post. Or some sort of educational one. We'll see what's going to happen. But you guys have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll talk later. Bye.
Toodle.
Toodle boodles. Right?
Toodaloo.
Next, it'll be sending you messages to extend your car warranty.
Where if it ever did. We'd be fighting.
Quality control is constant during hand making instead of time to time with automated processes.
Ooh, excuse me. I need a nap.
You slept in this morning. You went to sleep before I did and slept longer than I did.
I need a nap.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to head out. I'm going to start editing this down because it's not going to take me 3 weeks to get it out this time. Holidays really did a number on my editing schedule last time. So I apologize that the first one just came out this week. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a great night, and we'll hang out later. Let me find my stream because everything is all over the place now, and I don't know where anything is. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Much love. Bye.
Bye.
Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off.